Hey guys, Fikod here. The Age of Triumph hype is very real right now as Bungie just revealed Age of Triumph to us in greater detail than the trailer did. Now, as there is a lot to cover, I want to get into this video as fast as possible, but before that, I really appreciate a like if you enjoyed this video, and obviously subscribe for more and hit the bell to be notified on my uploads and all that malarkey. But the aim of this video is really to inform you exactly what happened with the live stream. So if you missed it, you can really get a feel for what happened. This isn't going to be a summary video, this is going to be more telling you exactly what happened chronologically in the order and everything. But anyway, let's get in. So March 28th looks like the release date, which is a very fine line between the final live stream being March 22nd, but I'm sure Bungie already have it finished. We would talk through the whole thing after the trailer was shown to us by two creators, Ryan Parody and Joe Blackburn, who was actually a raid designer at Bungie, so very interesting. And did I just say raids? Speaking of raids, they're all coming back to Relevant Light. Relevant Light being 400 still. In my eyes, when they said they're bringing up to Relevant Light, I thought that meant a light increase. Well, no. Light is still remaining at 400, but all four raids are being brought up to 390. All four, yes, that's right, that's Vault of Glass, Crota, King's Fall, and Wrath of the Machine. All being brought to Relevant Light with new exclusive gear. I'll go into it in more detail later on. But before you ask, but if you're watching this video to find out this fact, that there is no vault space, which is very odd, as there's a lot of grinding and a lot of collecting to do with this new record book, which I'll get onto in a minute, and also introducing the new raids. You probably could have probably needed some more vault space, but maybe they'll be talking about that in one of the future live streams. But anyway, the record book. Now I'm going to talk about each individual one of the pages of the record book and read through the activities they showed. So first one is the commemoration page. So the first activity they showed was from the beginning. Complete an activity between Destiny's release and Dark Below release and you'll get an exclusive emblem. It wasn't made particularly clear if these are only for people who played them at the time or if you go back and play them now. I'm not too sure on that. The next one is Wolfbreaker, complete an activity between House of Wolves release and Taken King. You'll get an exclusive emblem for that. Doom of Oryx, complete an activity between Taken King and Rise of Iron. You'll get an emblem for that as well. And then the final one they showed is Second Year of Triumph, complete an activity during the Year 2 moments of Triumph, and you'll get Insignia of Triumph's emblem. So I presume they are only for people that did them at the time, unfortunately for those who join later on. Next page was the story page. Again, that'll be on screen, and the activities they showed were Black Garden, complete the Black Garden story mission from Destiny, as in the original game. Queen's Ransom, complete the Queen's Ransom from House of Wolves. Complete the Summoner Circle mission from Taken King. And an Iron Lord Rises, complete the Iron Tomb story mission from Rise of Iron. Next is the Awakening, complete the Awakening mission from the Dark Below. Then we have Regicide, complete the Regicide mission from the Taken King. Then we have At the Gates, complete the quests at the gates and return to prison from the Taken King. So that's the April update quests. Then if you've noticed on some of these screenshots, all taken directly from the stream, put straight onto my Twitter as it was happening. So follow my Twitter if you want updates like that in the Destiny universe. It's on screen now. But you might have seen the bottom right. This is a node that's dedicated to a single page. So if you do all the nodes on the page, you get to activate this node and get an exclusive reward for just that page. So if you're a raider, you'll get the raid node and then an exclusive raid emblem, and then the same for Trials of Osiris and things like that. So that's a cool new addition. So you have the overall awards and these other awards, and it says complete all story milestones in Age of Triumph record book to unlock this page's emblem, and it's been completed, and you get the Tale Told emblem. That'll be on screen now. That's very interesting. So now if you're an individual player, it is definitely incorporating you. So if you're a collector, you'll get that collection emblem that no one else will get. But what I try to do with these videos is to give you every single morsel of detail that you get from the streams. Okay, so the next page in the book is Titan's Will, which is the Titan specific page, and that's hold the line, reach level 40 as a Titan. Defeat enemies with melee abilities as a Titan. Defeat enemies with your super abilities as a Titan. And complete the Crucible Titan quest Striking Fist, Armoured Void and Flame Forged. For every single one of these pages, Titan, Hunter and Warlock, they didn't show the second row of columns, which I assume are the more varied quests. because across Titan, Hunter and Warlock, each one of those quests that I just read out apply to all of them, so I'm just going to skip those pages to try and keep this as short as possible. So next they go through, I'm just skipping through my screenshots on my phone, is the strikes page. So the lists they have, I'll read the quests after, but it says, you're the hero, race to the finish, on target, back in the fight, team effort, one guardian army, land from the front, in the dark. So I remember when seeing in the trailer Race to the Finish thinking it'd be an SRL quest, but it's actually not. But anyway, You're the Hero reads complete strikes on heroic difficulty out of 20. Then Race to the Finish, complete a strike in 30 minutes. That shouldn't be too hard. Complete a Nightfall strike in 30 minutes. Earn precision kills in strikes out of 500. That's not in one strike. That's across all strikes. And then Back in the fight, revive allies during Nightfall strikes. That's 0 out of 10, so you've got to get 10 of those. Shouldn't be too bad. Next page is the Crucible, which I think will be the most enjoyable, I think, out of all of them. I'm not that big of a fan of Crucible, I just think it'll be the most enjoyable to grind. So, quality control. Capture control points in Crucible matches. 30 you've got to get of those. I assure you that's not in one round. Rumble, Tumble, earn points in Rumble Crucible matches. That's out of 10,000. Historian, recover the dead ghosts on Crucible maps from private matches. I've already done that, so that'll be done for you if you've already done them. And then finally, Pride of Shacks, win matches in the Crucible out of 30. So then they didn't show us any more of that page. Next one is the raids page, a very interesting one. So let me just read you the challenges, see if you can think of anything out of them. But Glass Ceiling, Crota Endless, King of Kings, Machina Maxima, Blind Labyrinth, Silence Falls, Light Stronghold, and Raids Insignia. So I'll read Glass Ceiling first. Complete the 390 light version of Vault of Glass. That'll be very fun to go back to. King of Kings, complete 390 King's Fall. Blind Labyrinth, eliminate all Gorgons in the 390 light version of Vault of Glass. Raid Insignia, collect all raid challenge emblems. So that's going to be quite tricky because I still haven't done Axis. I just can't really be bothered. When I'm LFGing with people to do Axis normal, just the normal way, it's hard enough. I don't know why, it's a very easy encounter. So it might be quite tricky to do some of these. But the next one is collections. This is probably the biggest bitch of all of them. No offence if you're a female dog. But Life is Fleeting, Made in the Shade, Outlandish Arms, Quaint and Curious, Outlandish Dress, Flying Colours, Slings and Sparrows. So you've got to get all the sparrows in the game, all the ships in the game, Max Grimoire, all the weapons, all the armour, that's exotics, all the shaders. That's going to be a absolute pain. Max Grimoire possibly the hardest, especially if you're a casual player. The thing is with the ships, one of the ships in Destiny I think's only come to the vendor twice. I remember seeing it on Twitter, so things like that are going to be very hard to do. But for all of you collectors out there, I'm sure this is paradise. You're finally getting your recognition. Next one, Wanderers. They describe this as the explorers of Destiny. Recover dead ghosts out of 130. Sleeping Echoes, collect dormant Siva fragments out of 25. Public Defender, achieve gold tier ratings in public events out of 20. I can remember grinding that for year 1. Moments of Triumph, actually. Spelunker, Disturb the Remains. If you don't know what that is, that's going to the original loot cave and you'll see a pile of dead bodies and you can disturb them, as weird as that sounds. Allegiances, possibly my favourite edition of this. Finally a little more incentive to join a faction, so there's Jalal's Favour, which is Reach, rank 25 with Dead Orbit. Hideo's Favour, 25 in New Monarchy. I'm not going to go through it all, but there's one for you know, Vanguard, Shax, Eris. I'm not going to talk through them all, but you've got to hit 25 on all of them. That's retrospective, so if you're already 25, you'll have that straight away. If you're level 5, you'll already be 5 levels in. So That's going to be a bit of a grind if you haven't been getting in with the factions, but it's worth it because you get an exclusive emblem per faction, so very cool. Next one, Trials of Osiris. To the Lighthouse, complete a flawless Trials ticket. If you've already gone flawless, you'll already have that one done. Deconstruction, earn a Wrecking Ball medal in Trials. Very interesting. Special Adept, defeat Guardians in Trials with special weapons out of 30. Revive fallen teammates in Trials out of 25. So that'd be quite nice to get revived. Judge, Jury, Executioner, complete Trials milestones in Age of Triumph record book to unlock this page's emblem out of 6. So there's 7 challenges if I count right. My GCSE maths treats me right. So that's 7 challenges. You've only got to complete 6 to get that exclusive emblem. But the rewards are the emblems like City Watch, Traveller's Eclipse, some emblems that have been in the game for a long time. Actually, City Watch is that Miami Vice style emblem of the tower. I'll have them on screen. But the most interesting reward, which I'm probably happiest about, is the mysterious 6th reward, Wear Your Triumph. Once you got all those horrible, nasty emblems, you get a secret package, which is described as you've unlocked a personalised offer from the Bungie store. Visit bungie.net/triumphs to learn more. And you get a t-shirt. T-shirt will be on screen now. You get your gamer tag put on it. That's very nice. That's rewarding people in real life for achieving things in the game. That's a very big thank you from Bungie. You don't get it for free. I assume you have to buy it, but it's not going to be $7,000 like the previous one was. Next thing I want to talk about is Prison of Elders has been brought up to light. It didn't really elaborate anymore. That'll be covered in next week's live stream. I'll have a video on that when that's happened as well. It looks like Prison of Elders has been brought up for a weekly activity. Story missions have had some changes, daily story missions that is. They didn't really specify any more on the story missions, but hopefully they can add an incentive for me to play them again. Don't know the last time I played them. But they will be covering in more detail, as they said, on the 15th of March, which is again a Wednesday, presumably at the same time as it was today. I'll be having a video where I go over those notes and everything they talked about again. The aim of my videos is to kind of get every grain of detail from these live streams. And I want to get onto the thing I know you're all dying to hear. The new raids. Like I said, 390 light, all brought up. Not Takenified, not Sivified. You could say unfortunately, but in other ways it might be good, because sometimes Taken and Siva felt a little bit like a gimmick. But with the new raids, there are 4 new challenge modes across all the raids. I don't know how they're going to be spread out. There is going to be no light increase across Age of Triumph, and all the raids will be 390 like I said. They'll be dropping gear up to 400 though. And the way raids are going to go now is probably the biggest change. It's going to make them a lot more desirable to play and probably a lot more relevant, is the featured weekly raid playlist. Something I actually mentioned in my prediction video of what I thought was coming in Age of Triumph. If you really want to go watch that, it will just be in the description. If you're really interested in what I predicted and what came right, what went wrong. But this feature playlist is going to begin with Crota in week 1. What this feature playlist will be on the orbit screen, where you know the daily missions and the weekly heroic strikes will be, and it will contain exclusive rewards for that week. Now, the catch is that it will have all challenge mode modifiers for that week active. So you will be able to play these 390 raids hard just from the orbit screen. You don't have to play them featured, but they won't have the challenge mode active. So you could go to the Vault of Glass activity, put it in hard mode, but it won't have challenge active and won't have the exclusive weekly rewards. They said unknown rewards, which is very interesting. Maybe you get Necrochasm for doing Crota on the feature playlist. We don't know. That is very interesting. I'm really excited for that. The next huge piece of news they mentioned was Vex Mythoclast is coming back. Cool. They didn't really talk about it in any more detail than that. They didn't say how we're getting it. They didn't say in what way we're getting it. They just mentioned it was returning. So that's pretty interesting. No word on Necrochasm or Pocket Infinity as of yet. I assume Necrochasm will be obtainable through Crota once again, and Pocket Infinity maybe through one of the nodes in the record book, as they didn't show us all of the nodes, and I assume they did that for a reason. Maybe that's so we can have a surprise on day one, but I think if they're into corporate Pocket Infinity, they just throw it with that. They've also made a few tweaks to the raids. Crota normal mode, and I assume the new hard mode, have had some major tweaks apparently, most likely fixing the whole bridge mechanic. And Vault of Glass, the jumping puzzle, has also had slight tweaks, maybe to make it less, you know, just jumping from one ledge to another. Maybe they want you to actually do the jumping puzzle now. They've also changed strikes in some way. They didn't really give any more word on that. It just got the feeling that maybe they're making the Nightfall that little bit more hectic and a little bit harder to achieve that do a Nightfall in less than 30 minutes node achievement. But the message I got from this whole thing is that it's all about fun. It's not so much about progression. As you'll see in the background, this is my Vault of Glass gameplay. There was actually Vault of Glass gameplay that revealed in the live stream. We didn't get too much information. I didn't give too much away, as it was the encounter I'm actually playing on screen now, so it wasn't a major encounter. It just felt like they changed a few enemy types, added a few more ultras, so it might be harder than it was in year one. They stated that Atheon is the hardest challenge mode they've ever done, the hardest boss in Destiny, so that'll be really interesting to see. I will enjoy doing a challenge. It's been a while since I've had a challenging activity in Destiny, not because I'm a pro, just because I'm like level 400, which I think most of you are. So yeah, they showed us some gameplay of Vault of Glass, and the message I got from this whole thing was that they just want us to have fun. This gameplay that I've got now was just me going back to Vault of Glass a couple of weeks ago. I've used this gameplay before, I know, with a guy that had never done it before, and it was very fun. I think we lose track of that sometimes in Destiny. We're obsessed with everything to be with progression, and I think they've definitely tried to not eliminate progression, but just say this is all about going back, being nostalgic and having fun, because we didn't get a light increase. You don't have to fill out every node to complete the book and get all the rewards. It feels very much like they just want us to go out and have fun. Maybe we'll get a light increase further down the line. I think maybe not getting a light increase might have been detrimental, because it's gonna, you know, eliminate maybe the whole point of Destiny, which is progressing your character. But maybe this really is just the end of Destiny. This will be the last patch we get. Let's not forget that. So it'll be nice to go back and really just think about the 3 years we've realistically spent in this game. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to make it as informative as possible. If you're looking for a channel where you're going to get like brief roundups, this is probably not the channel for you. A channel for more console does that brilliantly. I try and get every single detail out of a live stream or any news and try and speculate on it. I'm very much like a in-depth news channel, so if you're looking for that, please subscribe below and like if you thought that video achieved that. Also comment down below, it's always appreciated, and I will be covering each one of these live streams on the night they break. But between those streams I'll be keeping up my regular content schedule. For example, tomorrow I'll have a video out, Dragons in Destiny 2, a little bit of an ideas video. Don't want to spoil it too much, but they're the Ahamkara. So subscribe for that and hit the bell to be notified when I upload that. I'll also have a weekly update video out on Friday or maybe Saturday, depending on whatever. But that's my content schedule in the short term. In the long term, I'll be waiting for any news to break, and we'll be covering, like I said, the live stream on the 15th on the Wednesday, and also the live stream on the 22nd. So if you want videos like this on them, subscribe, like I said, and hit a like below if you enjoyed it. But anyway, in the description I'll have a few videos that if you're new to the channel or returning subscriber that I think you'll enjoy. All Destiny related, don't you worry, I won't be venturing into any other games very regularly. And also in the outro will be some other videos. But like I said, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot that you've watched, and it would be really appreciated if you could leave any feedback, positive or negative, because it all helps me improve. I take it all on board. Comment below, I'll always reply. It's really appreciated when you comment below. Just please don't call me a twat, because I don't really know how to respond to that. But anyway, I'm hyped as fuck. I hope you are as well. I'm really looking forward to this, and I'll talk to you in the coming days.